Hey guys, welcome back to the next Nanomon devlog. I know it's been 3 weeks. I can't believe I let it go that long. But hey, time flies when you're in a pandemic and you get locked down, then you get out of lockdown and you think everything's going back to normal. And then you're back in lockdown because someone had sex with a security guard. So, yeah, what have I been working on? Well, I'll just enlarge this guy right now. There we go. Sorry, Kojima. Yeah, alright, so what I've been working on, I kind of like had to have this like reassessment of what I was doing and what I was spending a lot of time on. So what I decided I needed to get done was all the sprites for the Nanomon, because without that, it was really hard to work on like the biomes and things, because the Nanomon evolve into different forms based on the biomes you've been spending time in. And I needed them to be done also to work out, okay, how much work is that going to be? So how many Nanomon can I have? How many different animations can I have for each one? And then to work on battle animations and those kind of interactions, how much am I going to need? How much time am I going to need before I can start working on things like battle animation, battle systems and things? So I thought I'd just go through now, like this is what I've been doing, is just drawing a whole bunch of Nanomon. This little guy on the screen now, he's the base Nanomon that you get when an egg hatches. So everybody starts with this guy. And then depending on where you hang out, so I've just got a debug cheat now, I'll show you. If you hang out in like a haunted area, his second stage will be this little guy, this like Dracula demon guy. If you spent time in an urban environment, he'll turn into this urban type, which is like, he's got like electrical plug horns, which I thought that was pretty inspired personally. I know no one else is impressed by it, but I really like it. This is my favorite one. This one's the etc. type. So this one doesn't actually have like a type of biome that you'd hang out to get him to turn into this. This is what happens when you fulfill, let's just say, certain evolution criteria that I don't want to give away just in a video, because it'll be kind of exciting to see people kind of get that. And look, he's just pooed. There you go. But yeah, I spent a lot of time animating this little turd as well, which is so stupid because, yeah, he might be my favorite, but I don't know, I like them all. This is the sombrero. He's just a bear with like a sombrero. He's the nature type. This is a little fireball. He doesn't have a name. If you spend time in fire environment. This one, okay, so this is a little cauldron. If you spend time in a magical environment, you might be like, oh man, what are you talking about, like magical environments? I didn't want to just use the same sort of environmental typings that, every monster game kind of does. I wanted to do something a little bit weirder. I was sort of inspired a little bit by Adventure Time and how they had like the different elements, and one of them was like bubblegum and stuff like that. So the different types of environments are magical, fire, urban, haunted, and nature, and then etc. is like another kind of offshoot, but there's no environments that are etc. So yeah, so like haunted guys will turn into this little cauldron. I think this might be the best animation I've done, because I've done these sort of like sequentially. They some of them were of lower quality, so I had to go back, and like the poo guy had to be redone a few times. So this guy is the first of the stage 2. So the stage 3. So the stage 1 is the hatched, stage 2 is what you all just saw, and then this is the first stage 3. This is the haunted guy, so he's a cool ghost. This guy is the urban guy, so he's like a television with a face. There's something I've always liked about televisions with faces on them. I don't know, it's like a Max Headroom thing. He was sort of inspired by the drones from my last game, Desert Child. He's got like a real weird eating animation as well, where he just like absorbs the food into him. That one's placeholder. I haven't done that one. This is the first sprite I ever did for any of the Nanomon, and I'm kind of thinking he should be the fire type. I really want to use him because I want there to be a dinosaur in the game. I just don't really know what type he fits into, because I picked really stupid like things for the typings, like haunted and stuff. So let me know what you think in the comments. Should this guy be the final evolution for the fire type, or the evolution for maybe the nature type could turn into this, like nature, I don't know, nature, dinosaurs, that kind of works maybe. And then this guy's sort of my like masterpiece, I think. He's like a magical cat on a skateboard. He's based on a friend's cat. And yeah, it's kind of him. He just skateboards around, and his idle animation is him doing a manual, which I don't know where it came from, but yeah, me and my girlfriend got drunk in a bar before the lockdown, and we sort of like came up with like a whole bunch of weird ideas. Most of them I didn't end up making because they were just a little bit too weird, and they weren't something you wanted as a pet. They ended up just being these weird creatures. But I like this guy's animation as well when he eats. He just goes down on all fours and eats. Also, I'm really proud of this cat. So this is his attack animation. He just does a kickflip. It's so dumb. So what else have I been doing? Map generation. So I don't know if I've said this before, but the way that this game works is that I wanted it to generate a map based on the date, so that it was kind of like how daily runs work in a roguelike. It generates a map based on the date, and then everyone's playing the same map every day, but it changes all the time. So you can see here, today it's generated this island. The sprites are going to be the same every day for now, but they'll change in the final game. So these are just placeholder names. So I've got the Outer Space Bar, 3210 Graveyard, Ice Creamville, Fireball Mountain, and then these little symbols above them are the type of environment that is. So this sunglasses is urban. The fireballs fire, obviously, and this little thing is a magical one. The sunglasses is probably not the most urban thing, but originally it was meant to be cool instead of urban. But I don't know, that seemed a little bit too broad to call, like, he's the cool type of Nanomon, you know? So, yeah, so that's what those are. The environment, like the map pieces here, will actually look kind of more like what the type is as well, so you can kind of tell just from looking at them. What else? Oh yeah, and I just improved like the sprites on these a little bit as well. Yeah, that's kind of that. What else have we been doing? I guess like, so if you this is just a little thing, but like if you go here and he's exploring, when you exit out in this menu, it just splits the explore button to like go to the map screen and just go home. So it was just because like before I was having this problem of like every time you go exploring and then you go out here and he's like, yeah, cool, and then you just want to quickly go back home, you'd have to go into the map, click here, then click on this. It was just a pain. So I was like, just quickly add this little shortcut to get him to return home. So yeah, the next thing that I've been working on that is kind of more exciting to me as well, because it's got a little more personality, is this. This is all just in development debug stuff. This isn't what it's going to look like. But these are battle stats. So power, speed, and life are the three stats that you kind of go up against when you're fighting each other. And then from that down here is the name of his attack. And these will all be uniquely generated based on their stats. So you can see here, I've just got a debug kind of cheat here. I can just generate new stats. He's got Big Boy Slash as his attack, then Surprise Tackle, Plasma Blaster, Cyber Blast, Piercing Bolt, Electro Eliminator, Wicked Twister, Piercing Eliminator, Basic Decimator, Surprise Needle, Lightning Bolt, Wicked Tackle, Decimating Punch, Piercing Twister, Plasma Sniper, Wicked Shuriken, Beautiful Sniper, Disco Shuriken, Lightning Blast. So, I mean, you're probably seeing there's like a little bit of like overlap there, like repeating names and stuff. That's because the way it works is I've got 20 adjectives and 20 nouns. And the nouns here, so like Inferno here is based on his power being 82. And then his speed is 1, which is insanely low. So that's why he's got basic as his adjective. So the higher it is, like the more intense sounding the adjective or the noun will be. And yeah, that's kind of how I thought it would be interesting to generate them. It just might be a nice thing to see, like, oh look, he grew and his attack got more powerful sounding because his speed went up, so it sounds faster. It went from basic to like twister or twisting or whatever. But yeah, that's kind of that. I'm probably just doing this now. I'm like seeing a lot of repeats, so probably need more than 20 because as in there's 20 adjectives and 20 nouns. So you're like the combination of that's what like I can't do maths. That's why this game is taking so long to make. So that's a lot, but it needs more. So I need even more and more. But that's like really fun to do. It's just coming up with like random words and things and smashing them together, seeing what works, seeing what fits. Because sometimes you're like, oh, like cyber inferno. It's like, oh, should it be like cybernetic inferno? And like, no, it should be So that's kind of I've got like I was like demonic claw. I had demonic as like a verb and an adjective in there, and then I was like, you know what? It should just be demon claw. That kind of sounds more like an attack name. So it is fun going through that and working it all out. But yeah, other than that, most of the game is most of the base stuff is done, and then it's like adding in the sort of more nuance to things and adding activities and things that aren't just walking around and finding items. Battling is the obvious one that I want to add next. With that, I'm kind of wondering, should I do... I've got some code from like a previous iteration of this game, which was like a top-down sort of RTS style battle where they sort of moved around the screen and stuff. I don't think that will work in this because, this is enlarged, this window right now, but you can see how small it is, and, in the corner, I don't think people would really want to have like these intense kind of clicky RTS battles, in this tiny screen. So I don't know if that really, it's not really what the game was about anyway. It's more about like this thing being independent of you and you looking after it, but maybe the battles it does itself, it's like you watch it and maybe help with some items or something, but I don't really want you like directly controlling him and telling him when to attack and stuff. So I'm thinking it might end up just being two guys side on opposite ends of the screen just firing attacks at each other. That seems pretty simple, but who knows? I'm going to try a few different things, and I'll I don't know. I mean, let me know what sounds like more interesting to you. If you would like something that is more like a hands-on, like a really intense battle, or something where it is just like okay, you've trained him. The fun and the strategy is in the preparation for a battle and then watching it play out. I mean, that's what I'm more interested in seeing, that kind of thing. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Other than that, yeah, basically that's what I've been working on. We're working on Cardboard Kings. I'm working on Cardboard Kings with Rob at the moment. We're planning on doing a Kickstarter at some point. So we're pretty hard at work on getting all that like polished up and stuff. So I might be slowing down a little bit. I know every 3 weeks a devlog, I don't think you can get much slower than that, but this might have to slow down a little bit more even because that game is kind of our main project at the moment. But yeah, I mean, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and water your houseplants because mine are dying.